Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Soulful Intuitive. On our last episode, we touched up on covering our gifts, finding out what it is, and going back to our childhood, touching up on our true passions and hobbies, and build a real self esteem around that. Because usually those are our true gifts and what we were given at birth. So we can maybe have talks with our primary caregivers, our childhood friends, our teachers, or maybe we can go back to our journals if we used to journal as kids or when we were very young about what really interested us in life and what we really wanted to do, what kind of hobbies and passions we had were when we were doing it, the time would stop and we would do it forever, what kind of nicknames we had, if it applied to what we were interested in. For example, my brother, he was always obsessed with money. He was very young, and whenever he saw like a pile of cash, he would just gravitate towards that and start playing with it, start counting it, put it together. He was just obsessed with money. And he grew up to be an accountant, and now he actually is in the financial field. So he followed his passion either knowingly or unknowingly. As for me, my cash was always thrown around. If I had pocket money, it was never in my pocket. If it was given to me, it was always on my desk or like thrown around, and my brother would come and put it together or maybe put it away, and he would just get excited. As for me, it was other things. I had toys, I had race cars, but I would never really race with these toys. I would just put them together according to the colors. I really like to keep them pretty clean. I like to display them and look at them, where my brother wanted to smash them together and actually have a race, a realistic scene of what car crash looks like. So, it is, for me, the memory is vivid, so I didn't really have to struggle, although somebody asked in one of the comments as how do we find out about our gifts if we don't have a relationship with our parents, or we had missing parents, or how do we do it on our own? So today I am going to introduce a tool called Astrology. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows what astrology is. It has nothing to do with forecast. It's not a psychic tool. It is a self-developmental tool. It's a way for you to get to know who you are. So we have 12 signs, and today I'm going to talk about Pisces, because I'm a Pisces, and we are going to be entering into the Pisces time as of February 20th to March 20th, and it's the last month until the spring arrives, because the spring arrives right at the end of Pisces. So the reason why I chose Pisces is because Pisceans are very interested in self-development. They're very interested in the unseen world. They are very obsessed with the cosmos, with the mystical world, and I would really love it if Pisceans would find themselves, form a little support group, and together I'm sure they can heal the world and direct the world towards a happier, more joyous, more psychically and compassionately centered direction. So Pisces their element is water. I'm actually reading it off of this book that I have. It's called The Birthday Book, and The Secret Language of Birthdays. And I've had this book for more than 20 years. The author also has a book called The Book of Destiny, which I highly recommend, and I call it my Bible. I read it many years ago, Only My Own Destiny, and it spoke so loudly to me that I had to buy both the Book of Birthdays and the Book of Destiny. So today, like a little tutorials for Pisceans and people who deal with Pisceans and people who have crushes on Pisceans and people who don't understand Pisceans, because a lot of people think that we're crazy. So Pisceans is the 12th and last sign of zodiac, can be viewed as the most highly evolved of all the signs. It's not only the ultimate water sign following Cancer and Scorpio, but it's also ruled by the watery planet. Pisces symbolizes the merging of the human soul with the cosmos, a necessary step before the next incarnation may begin anew in Aries. Pisces symbolizes a deep belief in the highest power of the universe. The fish can submerge themselves into the depth and partake of hidden and ultimate mysteries. Pisces teaches us not to be afraid to let go of our earthly form and teaches that death is only the beginning of the new life. So some of the other personality traits of Pisces, you can always know Pisceans by their eyes. They have a very distinctive fish-like eyes. Their eyes are further apart. They usually have bigger eyes, or kind of like eyes that you look into and then you just might find yourself drowning in them. And they're dreamy, they're spiritual, they're deeply emotional, and they're understanding. They have understanding and expression of abstract ideas and systems. They're dreamers. Pisceans are easy about sharing material possessions and enjoy friendship and close partnership more than most. They also need to be alone a good deal of the time. So the reason why they need to be alone a good deal of the time is because they need to recharge. And I work with one of my coworkers. She's also a Pisces, and her and I laugh a lot because I call us basically zodiac emotional sewage, because everybody that we are in contact with feel very comfortable to come and dump their stories and their troubles and their joys, but mainly, the troubles. And we are there, we voluntarily partake, and we try to be there, we try to help, we try to understand, we try to support and make sense of things, yet it always leaves a mark on our souls. So we need to go home. Sometimes we need to cry. Sometimes we need to be quiet. Sometimes we need to be a bitch to our partners or our family members. And sometimes we need to eat our emotions away. We deal with it in very different forms, but solitude is very important. We are sometimes misunderstood that our solitude means that we think we're better, or we are afraid of others, or we're boring. But it's really not any of those things. It's simply a way for us to recharge so we can go back out in the universe and be the Pisceans that we are, so we can listen, cry, heal, and move this energy forward. The other things that the Pisceans need to know is they are very vulnerable, and due to their vulnerability, they might deal with depression and occasional sense of self-pity. And so, my dear Pisceans, let's not get stuck in that mode. Sometimes we feel it, we need to express it, we need to let it go. We're escapists, we love to dream. And I was just talking to my partner this morning that I can spend hours and hours and hours just shuffling my tarot cards, because it takes me to another round where there are no words, they're just images, they're understanding, they're visions, and the only reason why I am so addicted to my tarot cards is because they speak to me, and I want to understand what happened yesterday and why did it happen, and what's gonna now come after that, and why this person was mean to me, and why this person was nice to me, and what, like, I just look for deeper understanding and meanings of what's happening in my life, and in my and people in my life tell me things, and I want to, like, have a better understanding of it if I am to give a piece of advice, or if I am to just help them understand. So my tarot cards provide that little bit of edge for me. The other things that Pisceans need to be aware of is that they, due to their escapist personality, they have to be very careful not to dive into the world of addiction, because addiction is a way to escape this mundane world, and it could be very luring, and it could be very intoxicating. So we all Pisceans struggle with that. It's either food, it's or inactivity, it is self-pity, it is drugs and alcohol, it is shopping, it is just being a workaholic, it is just being in, like, just being addicted to being in love, or being addicted to serve others. Any form of obsessive and out of balance devotion to something is a form of addiction. So we need to stay away from that. So the deep and complex emotional life of those born under this sign makes them highly attractive to those who long for contact with the profound in their lives. So this is for people who open up to us. This is for people who choose us as their partners. This is for people, strangers who sit next to us, and they just share their entire life with us, and then they have a moment and say, oh, I've never talked about this with anyone before. And I had an example of that last weekend, where I was hanging out with a new friend in my life, and within 2 hours he started telling me very personal stories about his life, and followed up by, oh, I've never said these things to anyone. And that's what I heard all my life. So it wasn't a surprise to me, but it was a surprise to him. And there you go. That's just comes with the Pisces territory. And like, more insights about Pisces. Pisces are often blessed with excellent memories, perhaps due to their impressionability. Pisces are highly empathic and sensitive to the difficulties of others. They tend to respond with compassion in the face of misfortune. However, Pisces must beware that others do not impose unduly on them or take advantage of their acquaintance. So yeah, they that was definitely something that I struggled with when I was younger. I was basically being pulled at so many different directions by friends, and they I always felt like they called me whenever they needed something from me, and I just thought that, well, I'm just being nice, I'm just I'm a good friend, I'm supportive, to until one day I just felt so used up, I felt so drained, and I felt so taken advantage of, that started me on the journey of finding boundaries and the confidence, enough confidence to say no and not feel bad about it, because there's always, we need boundaries for everything, even for just doing good, and nothing should come at the expense of us just hurting ourselves. And others will take if you don't know how to say no. And when you learn that magical word, no, Then others will tell you, oh, you have changed, or, you're not the same person that I used to know. And sure, because you're not. You are a different person. You are picking the battles that you want to be a part of. And you also know that just like any batteries need to charge, you need to charge. And also, you're not here to be a doormat. You're not here only to offer a service. There has to be some level of reciprocity. And if there's no appreciation, and the appreciation comes with the sense of them respecting you, and if there's no respect, and if there's no value coming from them, and them not valuing your mental health and your physical health and your own life, then you're going to have to cut that out and be there for people who deserve your service and people who deserve your positive, compassionate energy. I would love to cover every sign, but I wanted to start with my own sign because that's what I understand the most. My partner is also a Pisces, and I have a very thorough understanding of what fish are all about. And I also, there are other signs in my life that I have gotten to know very well, and there are some signs that never enter my life. So when I'm covering those signs, I will just mainly rely on my books and my sources of information. But Pisces would be the one that I have read on a lot, but I also understand very well. I have a profound understanding of how March Pisces are like and how February Pisces are like, and ultimately what ticks us and what makes us feel better or worse. So there you have it. This will be one of those segments that are connected to self-development. It's just a tool to understand our gift, and these are some gifts for Pisces and some of the points that we need to watch out for. Thank you very much for joining us today, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.